You will have to okay that. All right, everyone. Namaste and welcome to the workshop on Om. It's a 3-day workshop, and you can turn off your, you can mute yourself unless you have a question, then you can unmute and ask anytime. Okay, we have few sections for today's workshop. The first one, we will understand the syllable, the symbol of Om today. And the second part will be the spiritual significance of Om. So these are the two topics we will cover today. And then we have the meditational value, which we will take tomorrow, and the influence on body and mind. And then we have the connection with the vagus nerve, how it can affect the vagus nerve in the body. And then we have practical applications on all the 3 days in different ways. So we will practice some of it today also. Okay. So let us understand the syllable first. Om is a very powerful mantra. It's a very, very powerful mantra. And it is pronounced as O and M, or it could be also in some places you find A, U, and M also. So it is a syllable. It is considered to be a syllable. Now we have to understand what syllable means to us. Syllable means a single sound which is produced by pronunciation of one or more letters, just like we have A, U, and M, but they produce only one sound, which is Om. Hence the name, it is also a syllable. Now, in Sanskrit language, when you combine the A and the U, it becomes O. So that's why we don't pronounce while chanting, we don't say ah, oo, and m unless we are practicing each letter separately, which we will today. Otherwise, we always say O and then taper into the M part of it. So A and U, they together, when they are pronounced together, they become O. That's why the sound of O in Om. Now, Om is a primordial sound. Primordial means the earliest sound of the universe. And being the earliest sound of the universe, it is the purest of all the sounds. And because it is an ancient and the earliest sound, all other sounds, all other vibrations are coming from this major sound. So that's why it is known as the first sound. And I was reading about it, and it also said this is the sound that the universe makes. So if all the ancient sages and the saints who were really developed with their conscious and subconscious mind, uh, well, it must be coming from somewhere, this information. So they must have been able to listen to the sound of the universe and the earth, and hence they were able to figure out that this is the first sound and the only sound that universe makes. So that's why it is a very, very powerful sound. Now, it is also called in Sanskrit, there is a word called pranav. Pranav, Pranav, which means the first. So it is also called the Pranav mantra, which is the first mantra that anyone can chant, because it is the universal and the first sound. It is available to anyone in the universe. So it is beyond any kind of restrictions and boundaries, open to anyone to be able to take advantage of, to get the benefit of it. Now, a very, very giant concept this Om has, and it is wrapped up in this small word, which we call Om. We have, I want to talk about this. There are philosophical texts in ancient India which were called Upanishads. And these are the only texts and which were talking about the Atma, which is the soul, and the universe. So they go really very, very deep in exploring and in giving us a complete understanding of what Om is. So if you type and Google Upanishads, UP, let me get you the spelling of it. It says Upanishad, D as dad, and S. So it's called Upanishads, and these are philosophical texts, and they very, very deeply they cover everything about Om. So if you want to and you are interested in knowing more about and going deep into this, you can the PDF file is available online, so you can read more about it in detail. So, if we want to sum up the introduction of Om, it would be Om is everything what was, what is, and what shall be. So, everything is energy around us, and that energy, the pure consciousness, is Om and nothing else. So, the visual representation um, looks like this. I'm going to show you this. So this is full of curves and what do we call curves, and there is a crescent up here, and then there is a dot. Each and every part of Om has a meaning, and that we are going to discuss in the next, which is the spiritual significance of this entire thing. I'm going to share a picture with you. So while I use this picture, you can also refer to that one. I'm going to mute Martha. Martha, do you want to mute yourself, please? Let me share. Okay. Can we see that? Yes, no?
It's little, but
It's little.
Yes, I can see it.
yeah.
Yes.
How is that now? Is it
Yes.
visible?
We see just the top half.
I can see how, but you can use your fingers to bring it in and out.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
How is it now?
Good.
Good. Perfect.
Good for
Yeah.
everyone?
Yep.
Yep.
All right. So we are going to, you can continue looking at this while I'm going to use this picture to explain everything that is on the picture that you are able to see on the screen. So let me see how this works. Yes. Okay. All right. So we are going to start. It's a combination of curves, crescent, and dot. And each form on the picture it signifies a particular state of reality, which in fact signifies a particular state of our mind. So this part, we are going to refer to the lowest part, which is this one, this curve down here, right here.
Yeah.
Okay. This is the waking stage. It's called the waking stage. We are going to talk about what it is. And then we come to this curve. This is the dreaming stage. And the top curve is the deep sleep stage. And now this crescent that you see, let's first talk about this, the dot on the top. This is called Turiya, Turiya. And the crescent right under the dot is called Maya, which is the, we'll talk about that too. Okay. Now, the waking stage represents how the physical form of our bodies, how we are able to use the senses and we get involved in the senses and we are living in this world. That is the waking stage. Okay. U is the dream stage, which is a stage between the relaxation or the deep sleep stage and the waking stage, where we have more imaginations, more creativity, and it is something that um, that is you are not fully aware and you are not fully unaware also. So it is something that you are living in fantasies and a world in between the real and the unreal world. Okay, so hence we use the word imaginations and creativity. Is everyone able to see this? The one I'm showing? Yes. And the top one here, this curve in Om represents the deep sleep. So this one here is the deep sleep stage. Now this is total rest, total stillness. Absolutely, when the body, when the mind is absolutely calm and still, it represents this stage. Okay, now we come to Turiya. Turiya is, yeah, Turiya is the attainment of nothingness. So it is absolutely when you are aligned with the energies of the universe. And it comes through a lot of practice of chanting. So when you keep chanting and you make it a regular practice and everyday practice, that is the stage called Turiya, because then you are completely detached and you are completely uninfluenced from what is going on around you. The crescent under Turiya, this one, this is called Maya. Maya means the illusion of what we are, and unawareness of what we really are, and illusion of what we think we are. So this Maya is a kind of barrier for us to reach the Turiya stage. And Turiya is the actual magical stage, which means total silence. So when we chant Om, like we say Om, and after the M, the silence after the M is called Turiya. And that is where the actual magic of Om lies. So that's why when we chant Om, as we taper into M part, and then we have to feel the silence that comes after the M part and stay in in that silence for some time to enjoy that stillness and absolute silent form of the reality, and then again start chanting Om. So it cannot be Om, 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 Om like that. So there has to be a gap between one M and the next O. And that is the stage of absolute silence. And if that pause is very, very important, because that is the pause that symbolizes the infinite, the absolute, the unknown, and it is that silence represents a life which is beyond the ordinary life that we all are living. So that has a very deep significance. Okay, it's a very, very powerful spiritual concept, and it is embraced by all diverse backgrounds all over the world in different ways. Just like in Judeo-Christianity, we say Amen, right? And then in Islam, we say Ameen. And that is all from this. Oh, it's either Amin or Ameen. Everything is just, it is used in different manners, in different ways, but even those syllables, Amin and Ameen, they represent the same thing. They represent the infinite, the universal sound. All right. So this is a kind of reminder to us, the kind of vast connection we have with the cosmic order, a very, very deep relationship. And it also tells us that inside the bodies that we see, we all are the same. We are all connected to only one and one cosmic universal vibration, which is Om. All right. Okay, so I'm going to stop the share. Okay, let me go over this picture here. The lower crescent right here, sorry, the lower part of this Om is the conscious state. When we are in this vacant stage, we are turned outside, which means we are not turned towards ourselves. So we are more towards the physical world, and we are away from the actual realization of who we actually are. Now, when we go up, when we go to this curve, this is the dream state. Now we have started to turn inwards, and then we are practicing, or we are trying to view life by closing our eyes and by observing what is behind these closed eyes. So we have just started to imagine and beginning to turn inwards. And then the top crescent here, this tells you about this is the unconscious state where it is absolute detachment and you don't want anything, and you are already turned inwards and you are good with that. You are very happy and you have started connecting with the universe vibrations. And the Turiya, as we discussed, it is absolute bliss. It is the silence that comes after each Om at the end of the M sound, and it is just silence and nothing else, no sound at all. And the crescent is Maya, which is the illusion, which always is a hindrance for us as souls to reach the absolute silent state. It doesn't allow us because it pulls us down towards and it pulls us outwards through our physical senses, and it doesn't allow us to go inwards. So all the distractions. So you can say Maya is a kind of distraction. All the temptations that we have in life, the distractions and the illusions, that is called Maya. Okay? And it binds this Maya has a property of binding the souls to the material world. So it pulls us away from our true identity and the true reality. Okay? All right. I'm going to stop the share so we can all, yeah. All right. So now this Om represents, it has three aspects. And these three aspects, like the AUM, three syllables, these three syllables, they represent three aspects in many different forms. And we are going to discuss what those three aspects are. One aspect is it represents the three worlds, the earth, the atmosphere, and another world which is beyond the atmosphere, which is called ether, right? So one is the earth, one is the sky that we can see through the physical eyes, and there is another one which is beyond that sky, which we cannot see through the physical eyes, which is ether. Okay, so one of the definitions or explanation is this. Then it also represents another aspect, which is the thought, speech, and action of an individual, of a soul. So what a soul can think and how it acts and the speech of it. Then it has three gun, which is the three qualities or the gunas, which is called in Sanskrit, it is called sattva, raj, and tam. But if we translate that, it is called goodness, it is called passion, and then it is called darkness. Like they say these days, this is the era of darkness, total darkness, which means the total All forms of negativity prevail in this era. So there is an era of goodness, absolute goodness, nothing else. And then there is an era of passion. Passion means a lot of sound, lot of dancing and drinking and that kind of thing. And darkness means absolutely like there's no qualities left in the world. Everything is negative. So this is a representation, what I have understood. And then there are three, it also represents three aspects of time: past, present, and future. That is one thing too. And then it also represents three levels of consciousness, which is the future, the waking, and the dreaming stages. Different traditions, they follow it in a different way. But as I said, the crux of Om is the same. It is just connecting to the absolute reality, which is silence. All right? Everyone is so quiet. Okay. You all are still quiet.
Understand.
Okay. All right. We are going to practice the three states of Om, like we said, A, U, and M. And we are going to notice where the sound of each letter arises in the body. And then we are going to have a little talk after that. Okay. So sit comfortably and keep your back straight. Right. So we are going to first only focus on the sound of A, which is ah. Okay, and it's not like ah ah. So we say ah, like a awe-inspiring awe, that kind of sound. So very deeply, and you are going to place one hand very lightly on your belly and try to feel the vibration. So release all the tightness in your body. Just loosen up all the muscles and the joints. Sit very, very nicely. Close your eyes. And you can use two hands or one hand on your belly. Yeah, close your eyes. We are only sticking to the sound of ah 3 times. Okay. Now take a deep breath in. Okay, gently open your eyes. Okay, I want to ask you now, where did anyone feel vibrations in the body, or whether or not you really felt it?
I felt it up high, like in the chest or around the heart.
Okay. Anyone else?
I felt it in brain and felt it like I am in a space. It's a hollow sound.
Where did you feel it?
In brain, upper part of the brain.
Upper part of the body. Okay. Anybody else?
So not in the belly, not like my hands were there, but there was no vibration there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And this is exactly where you should have felt. Yes. So we are all feeling it at other places where it should have been felt. So let's try that one more time, everyone. So this time, don't use your hands on the belly. And I want you to just pay attention to the area around your belly button. But if you have eaten recently, like an hour or within an hour, then it will be difficult for you to notice any vibrations because the stomach is full. But other than that, just relax your body. And then whenever you feel you are fully relaxed, that's when you will begin. Okay? 3 more times.
Rupa, could
Yeah.
you show us by us watching you as you're doing the sound, just so I'm not sure I'm doing the sound exactly right.
You want me to show you by?
Yes.
Okay, okay, sure. So I'm going to just show the sound of Om. It has to come very, very deeply. So take a deep breath and then right? Let's
Okay,
try.
thank you. Yep.
Yeah. So if you take a very deep and long breath, the sound will go as long as you can imagine, right? If it is a short breath, you will feel out of breath very quickly. And then because the attention will be on, okay, now I breath, I'm going out of breath, there will be a tightness, very subtle tightness that gets created. So you have to be very, very relaxed to be able to feel those vibrations happening in the lower part of the belly, around the belly button area. So let's try that again, okay? Okay. Close your eyes and very slowly begin to breathe in, very deep breath. Slowly take your breath in, breathing out to the sound of ah. Let that go. Anyone getting better?
Yes.
Anyone feel any difference when we practiced for the first time, few couple of minutes back?
It
Yes.
feels like the sound is stronger, like we can make the sound for longer and more even.
Yes, yes. And did anyone feel just had a glimpse of those vibrations around the belly, around the navel area?
Yes, I can feel it outer wall of the skin of my belly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, let's go for another round then. That's good news. Okay. All right. We are not in a rush. We have 2 more days. So the thing is to actually experience it. Otherwise, the workshop is of no use. It's just another form of information. Unless you experience it, uh, anybody can read off online for this information. But my intention is to actually take the time to make you get that experience. Okay. So let's not rush into that. So everyone, keep your microphones on and let's go 3 times more. Relax completely and take a very slow breath and very slowly you keep exhaling and make the sound. Only the sound.
Was better for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was feeling it just below the belly button. Very, very subtle.
Very subtle. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Shall we have one more round?
Yes.
Sure.
Sure.
Yep.
Times again. Back is straight. Absolutely. And absolutely relax your body. The muscles in the belly and in the shoulders, everywhere. Okay. Take another breath.
I still feel it in the chest and not in my belly.
Okay. Let's go over to the next letter and then tell me, Martha, after that, okay? Where you feel.
Okay.
Okay. Now this time I'm not going to tell you where you are going to feel the U, the U one. So it has to be U, which is O like that. Okay. 3 times. Take a breath in. Let me show you once and then we all can practice afterwards. So I breathe in very gently, a long deep breath. Like that. Okay, let's start. Feel the U sound
In the chest.
It was very clear to me in the chest.
in the chest.
Yeah, I felt it in the chest first, but then it went down. I
Yeah.
felt it all the way down to the belly.
Okay. And anybody else? Vashti, Tara? I
And
feel
I felt it more at the belly too.
I felt it in my chest.
okay. Beautiful.
I felt it around belly.
Belly.
Yeah.
iPhone 3. iPhone
That Ashwita, sorry, I didn't.
Ashwita. Okay. All right, in the belly. So where all those who felt the U sound in the belly, where did you feel the A sound? I know Martha felt it in the chest.
Yes.
Chest? Okay.
Yeah.
No problem. We will keep trying. Today is just the first. We are feeling it at all odd places, which is okay.
Uh-oh.
Rupa, Rupa, I felt it like in the windpipe, like vibrating over, like going
Yeah.
down, the vibration down the windpipe.
The U sound or the A one?
The second one, the ooh.
Second one. Okay. Okay.
Is
All
that
right.
weird?
No, nothing is weird, but yeah, just make a note of it, everyone. Today, unless you forget. So just make a quick note on your notebooks, where you are feeling the R sound and the U sound, because the next 2 days we will be practicing that. And I'm hoping by the third day, everything will be set in proper place. So,
Dear.
okay, let's go over to the last sound, which is the M. And it's just like the humming sound, which is like that. Okay. Before we proceed, let me tell you something. We are not going to open the lips, but you are going to separate the two jaws inside the mouth. So a very little gap between the teeth. So drop your lower jaw without opening your mouth. And then loosen up your neck, shoulders if you're tightening it up, and take a very gentle breath in. And now to the sound of M. What was the M sound?
It vibrated in my head. The top.
Yeah.
Oh,
And in the mouth.
yeah. In the mouth, in the throat, and upper chest.
Mhm.
To me, it was on the top notch of my head.
Yes.
Okay,
Oh, wow.
beautiful.
Yep.
Anybody else?
I
Diana,
felt
you're very quiet today.
I'm not feeling vibrations like down in my belly. I feel like a humming, just a humming kind of vibration, but I don't know if that's really just from the sound that I'm making or whether it's actually happening.
Okay.
I think it's the sound is making that, like, I don't know how to describe it. It's not, I don't feel like a vibration in my head. I just feel like I find it very relaxing. I'm about to fall asleep is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very relaxing.
Mhm.
So when we say vibrations, it doesn't mean that things will start shaking. That is
No.
the how you are explaining it is the vibration itself.
Okay.
Yes. Vibration doesn't mean the like uh, no, nothing will
Yeah.
happen like that.
Yeah.
Just that there are sensations being created because the energy is moving now inside the body.
Mm.
Energy of the sound that you are creating, right? And those we call vibrations. And as you keep practicing these, you are going to see that these become more and more prominent. And then literally you might feel it on top of your skin. You will notice that, yeah, something is crawling on the skin or under the skin. Then they start becoming more prominent.
Okay.
So, yeah, so those are vibrations, what you're feeling, but they may be a little subdued now. And that's why you're not able to figure out whether it is really a vibration or it's something else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And for the rest of us, Avita, Sam, Martha, Tara, Martha said it, Vashti, Saloni.
For me, it was quite intense. The last one, I felt it in my brain, chest as well. But yeah, I felt this time more compared to the other ones.
Okay.
I
And
felt my belly button.
belly button, the M sound.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like
Oh,
just above my belly button.
Okay. All right. And Azra, I haven't heard you so far.
Yeah, Rupa, the first sound is very powerful, the ah sound. I felt like my belly button to my head is all the area I felt is a vibration. And the second one is a little bit low, and third one is more low. But I felt the first one is more powerful sound.
Hmm. Beautiful. Good. So I want everyone to make little notes for how the experience has been today, because in 3 days, when we keep practicing this, your experience is going to shift a lot. So if you write it down and then you write down the second day and the third day, it's going to become a big memory for you, how you have progressed. So you don't have to show it to me or share anything here, but it is just for your sake. So write little notes, like jot notes. How did the R sound go and the U, where you felt it? And as I said, we are feeling it at odd places today, which is absolutely okay. It was just a trial. And I wanted to see how everyone is feeling with each and every letter, right? Okay, so let's wind up for today. Any questions? Let's take a few questions if you want.
Is this intended as a relaxation practice?
Yes, relaxation, and we are going, when we go over the influence, how these sounds, the three sounds, influence the body and mind, which we
Okay.
will be taking up tomorrow.
Okay.
And in that, you will notice how it benefits each and every part and system in the body. So yes, it does relaxes, and the chanting comes in, some people they call it sound meditation. So it's meditation with sound, right? Usually we are silently meditating, but it's called sound meditation. So it does take you in the meditative form.
You're focusing on the sound, just like when we talk about focusing on the breath. This is focusing on the sound, which is meditative.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like when I was sharing with you how to understand the syllable, which is the complete Om, it is just a complete sound meditation, in the sense that this is the first sound that erupted in the universe. It is a very powerful, a very giant concept, and it held in a very small word, Om. Yeah. And it can change even the genetic levels in the body. It is so powerful.
Wow.
Yes, it can make a major shift at the genetic level also in the body. Yeah,
Wow.
we're going to go over that tomorrow.
Okay.
How it influences the body and mind. In other words, it is the benefits of Om, of chanting, right? Yes.
Rupa, I wonder that if universe can make sound, it can make other senses too, like hearing, seeing. Is that possible?
No, this is the natural sound. This is the natural sound, Saima. That is, there was an experiment done. Let me tell you about it. There was an experiment done. I have to check in which year that happened. And they they sent some kind of equipment closer to the sun, and all they could record from that equipment was the sound of Om. Yeah, and there is, I think somebody did put audio on YouTube long time back, and somebody sent it to me, and I heard that. So this sound is reverberating all over in the universe.
Are you talking about the video of NASA?
I think that was from NASA, if I'm not wrong.
Right.
I have to I'll have to dig into YouTube to find it. If I'm able to, I'll share with you tomorrow. And yeah, and if anybody can get hold of it, please share it tomorrow with us. I will also
I
try.
Sorry, is it okay to do the Om chanting lying down as well as pre-falling asleep?
Oh, you brought up a very good point, Martha, because I was about to discuss that next week, but
Okay.
tomorrow, sorry, not next week, tomorrow. But let me tell you, the highest form of chanting is in silence. So if you can keep chanting Om throughout the day inside your head.
Okay.
And it doesn't matter whether you are lying down or you're walking or you're sitting. And if that sound keeps reverberating in your body in silence, you don't have to open your mouth every time to chant.
Right.
It is going to throw all the benefits to all entire body.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So it's really very deep. So one is the sound chanting and one is the silent chanting. And they consider silent chanting much higher than sound chanting. Yeah. It has more effect. It is very, very effective. Yeah, because the ultimate sound, the ultimate language of the universe and the soul is silence. So great work happens in silence. Yeah. Okay. Any other question before we wind up? No? All right. Thank you, everyone. Namaste. We will
Namaste.
thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Rupa.
Rupa.
Thank you.
It's very
Night.
interesting.
Bye.
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 Thank you, Rupa. Rupa, bye-bye.